All right, now typically the Christmas holiday season is a good time for business. How do you get people out to buy things and to rev up the economy come holiday season?
Well, it's very sad when we have almost record unemployment. And if you look at the real number, it's probably 21%, not 9.1%. So it's a sad time for a lot of people. There's no question about it.
So what do the businesses do? I mean, these shopkeepers, I mean, you see some people going in and out of these stores, but it doesn't seem to have the volume.
Well, I think there'll be certain volumes, but there are some people, it's tragic what's happened to them, what's happened to their jobs, what's happened to the factories where they used to work and they've worked all their lives and they're closed up, and those people and those companies have moved them to other countries. So it's a really tragic situation for this country, in my opinion. It's a very sad time for a lot of people.
You know, I see a lot of people, like especially like camera stores. People go in and they look at cameras and they try them out and they see what they like, and then they go home and they buy it on the internet where it's cheaper.
Well, and you know where those cameras are made, don't you? Guess what? They're not made in the United States, okay? That's what I think about. I mean, I agree with the internet, and I know that affects stores and affects them very badly, but I also look at where the cameras are made. The cameras are not made in this country.
They're made in Japan,
They're made
China.
in Japan, and they're made all over the place. They're made everywhere but here. I mean, you go find a couple of places that make cameras in this country. It's not so easy to do. Look at Kodak. Look at Kodak, our great, great company, Kodak. Now, I'm not saying bad decisions weren't made and they were late on the gun and, you know, they were late to embrace digital and lots of other things. But Kodak is going bust. Who would you ever have thought that was possible?
How did this sort of sneak up on us? Because you talk about, I mean, Kodak was a bad business decision. They stuck with film.
They made a lot of bad decisions.
But I mean, did it sort of sneak up on us when we were looking the other way, that all these jobs and these different products were manufactured overseas?
I think it was just a period of time, and everybody talks about free trade. It sounds so good, but it's stupid trade for this country. You look at what's happening. As an example, hey, Japan, people are starting to feel sorry for Japan, but they've done very well with us. They sell their cars over here by the millions. How many Chevrolets do you think you see in Japan? How many Chevrolets do you think you see driving down the boulevards of Tokyo? I don't think you have too many, if any, okay? And you look at the television sets coming out of South Korea. I do business with South Korea. I like South Korea, it's fine. But they have so out-negotiated our country. LG. I buy thousands of television sets for hotels and things. Thousands. I bought literally thousands last year. Everything's from South Korea and other places, not from this country. At some point, don't we have to make our own product? You know, we have great people in this country. We have factories. I've seen some factories currently that make some incredible things, very complex weaponry, et cetera, et cetera. We can do it, but we're not given the chance. And we let these companies and these countries from other countries just come in and just take our jobs and make our products, and it's very sad. And when you mention Christmas and you mention, you know, presents and buying, how can we create jobs in this country? How can we have jobs in this country when our products are being made overseas? It's a terrible thing.
Well, I think the other thing too is sort of options. I mean, like, let's say you're going to buy a television set. I don't know if any are even made here in the United States.
I don't know of any.
But I mean, you say that you buy thousands of them. But I mean, as a business person, if you buy thousands of them and you can buy them overseas for $300, and you'd have to pay for a television set comparable here for $400, you'd have to be basically out of your mind to buy them here.
Except, you know, we do so many things. Like if you look at toys for children, and there's so much manipulation. I'm not saying stupidly from the standpoint of other countries, but we don't do it. They do it.
Should we do it?
We don't do it.
Should we do it?
We should fight the game. We have to fight the game. Or, very easy way to, to really handle that situation, it's called you tax the products coming in from companies that manipulate or companies that give us unfair trade.
That starts a trade war.
Who cares? Greta, it's like this terrible thing. Oh, it starts a trade war. Who cares? We're going to lose $350 billion this year with China. Okay, trade. You call it a trade imbalance. So we have a trade imbalance, China, $350 billion. So the stupid person interviewing me recently said, oh, that's going to be a trade war with China. That'd be the best thing that ever happened, because if we don't do business with them, we don't lose the $350 billion.
You know, I pick up the Wall Street Journal, and as I read towards the holidays, the thing that strikes me is that there are a lot of companies that typically, they hire a lot of people, part-time people, for the holiday season. Some companies are just literally cutting in half the workforce they would mean. This is a devastating effect on many families who expect at least to get some holiday work.
Greta, when India is doing all sorts of, we're outsourcing to India. when we're doing so much business out of this country. It sounded so good when they came up with it. And again, I take criticism when I mention this.
All right, coming into the Christmas holiday, your wish list, your holiday wish list for the 5 top pro-business legislation. What do you want?
Well, I'd say there are many things. I'd like to tax China and various other countries that have taken advantage of us. I would like to do a serious number on OPEC. We could do tremendous things to OPEC to, they wouldn't be there except for us. I mean, their streets are paved in gold. You look at some of these countries, our streets have potholes all over them. They have streets paved in gold, and they wouldn't be there except for us. I seriously, there are many things you can think of. I seriously think we have to immediately open up our natural resources. You look at Abu Dhabi, they just announced that they're going, in terms of transportation, they're going to a very, very strong system of natural gas for their own transportation, because they can sell the stupid Americans, as they call them. The stupid Americans can buy our gas, our oil, and our other products, because they're using natural gas, and they can do so well by selling their other products to us. So why aren't we doing it? Because we're the Saudi Arabia. They call us the Saudi Arabia of natural gas. Other countries are going to natural gas. We're not, because the environmentalists aren't allowing us to take it out. So we have many. There's so many.
Banking legislation? Any banking legislation I'd see?
Well, look, the legislation that's been passed over the last few years, Dodd-Frank and the different forms of legislation, has been very bad. It's been very bad for the country. I can tell you this. But
Dodd-Frank came into effect in July of 2010, well after we had hit the skids.
Right.
We had really hit the skids before that.
But I have never seen banks. They're petrified to make deals. The banks are afraid to make a deal.
Are they being honest, or are they gaming us?
I think they're gaming you. I'm very disappointed in banks from the standpoint of, you have a house and you have a great credit and you've always done well. I know people that have a mortgage for 25 years. They've always been right on time, right to the day. Their mortgage comes due and the bank is demanding it be paid off, or they're going to foreclose on their house. That's really crap, because the banks were bailed out by the government, and now the banks don't loan money to these people. So that's really a terrible thing. I'm talking about good customers. I'm not talking about people that have been under foreclosure for their whole life.
No, I know.
I'm talking about really good people that paid, that did a fantastic job, and now their mortgages come due. They're not even looking for a new mortgage. They just want an extension. They can't get an extension. The banks have been very bad. I will say this. A lot of the banks are afraid, however, because of the regulators, to make a deal. Well, they don't want to put up money. Here's the problem. Our system has come to a halt because the banks aren't loaning money. So if a man wants to go out and build a business, he can't borrow money. In the old days, you could borrow money. You can't borrow money. So it's tough. If somebody like me wants money, I can borrow all the money I want. If you have money and you're really rich and you need money, even if you don't need it, you can have it. You can have all the money you want if you're rich. But those aren't the people that need money. The people that want to build a business, the people that want to finance a house, they have no chance of getting money. The banks have behaved very badly.
Dan, thank you.
Thank you very much.